Hi, I'm Fraser and I'm a big fan of Daddy Piano TV.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Pauline et j'adore Daddy Piano TV.
Hi, Joe Bangles here, and I'm just crazy about Daddy Piano TV.
Broadcasting internationally across the globe, around the world. This is Daddy Piano TV. Daddy Piano TV is sponsored by Arctic Botanicals Fine Fragrance Fragapani Body Scrub. It's what I use in the shower.
I'm sat on my purple sofa, and I wanted to talk about romance. Yeah, romance. I mean, we've just had Valentine's Day, haven't we? So I suppose it's an appropriate time. To be honest, I didn't realise it was Valentine's Day until I was down the market and somebody said, "Would you like to buy a rose?" Well, I'm gonna sort of touch upon why I feel that all forms of romance ultimately are suffering. But we'll get there we go. We'll get to that in a minute. But before I go into that, I don't want people saying, "Oh, that Mr. Paul, he's a bit of a killjoy, isn't he? He likes bursting people's bubbles, doesn't he?" Nah, because look, at the end of the day, I understand romance. I've been through the mill of love several times, and I think, look, romance is fine. If you're young, you have every right to wear your heart on your sleeve, get your heart broken, break some hearts. Do it nicely, though. Do it nicely. These things have got to happen, haven't they? It's part of growing up, and I think that's the time, isn't it? That's the time to be romantic. I was terribly romantic. I really used to wear my heart on my sleeve, and it exploded into pools of blood one or two times, metaphorically speaking. But here's the deal: romance. There are only 3 ways in which the concept of romance can travel. Okay, there's 3 paths, and they all are ultimately unsatisfactory. If you're young and falling in love at this present time, I would just switch off now. You don't want to hear this. But yeah, the first path is that you don't get the object of your affections for whatever reason. Wrong place, wrong time. You don't end up with that person, and it hurts. Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, that's a killer, that one. And the other path is that the other person, the other party, they are the ones that end up getting hurt because for whatever reason they don't end up with you. Maybe you don't feel, maybe the feeling's not mutual, in which case that person gets hurt. And you feel horrible as well, you feel awkward. I've been in both those positions. I think most people have been in both those positions, and none of them are satisfactory. They all involve a lot of heartache, and heartache makes you feel tired, and when you feel tired you don't feel inspired. You feel like you want to curl up and hide away from the world. So that's a horrible feeling. The third path is that you do end up with the person, the object of your affections. You end up with each other thinking it will all work out happily ever after. So you're walking on air for a bit, it all feels good. And then you get married, and your wife turns into a demon. Look. Honestly, I'm just having a bit of a laugh with you there, but I'm making a point, and that is on the male part or the female part, on either side of the fence. It's the same thing. What happens is you get together. You're together for a long time. You move in together. You get married, whatever, and you realise that. The romantic ideal that you had of that person didn't really exist. And they realise the same about you. Because when you're falling in love, you only see the best in each other, don't you? And you have this idea of who this person's going to be. That's the person you fall in love with. And of course, the reality is, it's not like that. You end up finding out that you've both got a dark side. You can both get moody sometimes. You can both handle things in ways that the other person wouldn't handle things. And you see a side, both parties see a side in each other that they didn't see when they were putting the best out that they had, because that's what you do when you first meet, isn't it? You only really show the best part of yourself. Sorry, it's a dog barking. And so you end up with each other, and it's a bit of a sort of disappointment to find out that you're not this romantic illusion that you had of each other. And the reality is, especially if you're married, you've got to get on with it. You know, if there's a real love, you see there's a difference between falling in love and real love. I think real love is, it's not all that heart pumping out your chest stuff that you feel when you're first getting it together. Real love is a bit calmer than that. I think real love, in a sense, is this trying to see it through. It's accepting that, you know, you've both got your faults, that you're both gonna that there's gonna be times when you hate each other and you can't stand to be in the same room as each other. Those times are gonna be there too, and there's gonna be good times as well. It's gonna be rough and smooth, and if you can see it through and you can stay with that and realize that romance, that feeling of walking on air, that's an illusion, really. It doesn't really exist. So the sad part of that tale is, because remember I did say the 3 roads to suffering with romance, is that romance, you know, it dies. That's natural after you've been together for a while. And then some people, they need to go out and find it again, so they break it off with whoever they're with because they want to feel like that again. I can understand that. I can understand why people do that, but it's cyclic, isn't it? So what you can do, you break it off and chase the romance again, and then the same process is going to happen. One of those 3 roads is going to unfold, and you're going to end up feeling dissatisfied ultimately. Because the reality of life isn't romance. It doesn't really exist. It's all an illusion. So I hope you had a lovely Valentine's Day, and peace.